It's saying we're live. Let me see.
We should have like a big neon sign that says live, like on a radio station or a TV show.
Yeah, we should be live now. So good evening, good morning, afternoon, whatever you are in the world. We had a little problem with the live stream, so I just need to make sure we're live. But welcome everyone. So today we're gonna have a little special guest. I've been trying to get him for a while now, especially with all this polemic of AI, and everyone talks about AI, and he is quite a big guy into the AI world. And
is he definitely real though? Is he real? We just don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
I'm real. You can touch me if you want.
So tonight we have Voltron, special for you guys. Voltron he's made his name on the 3D before moving to kind of AI, VR, all that kind of thing. So, man, please introduce yourself properly.
Okay, I made a slight move on AI because, after being probably, I would say, being serious on 3D for 10 years, it's not quite too much, but I've been doing freelance projects related to art since '99. I mean, it's been pretty a good career. And yeah, I was super comfy with 3D. As you know, we met, I know Thiago and other peeps during these last years through an amazing industry. And suddenly, 2 years ago, I was curious about AI through Reddit, and I was just checking some stuff. And I started to do my own experiments in Google Colab and Runway. Okay, but the results were super tiny, like I don't know, 250 pixels square images. I think I cannot remember exactly with one of them, and I was so, let's call it, desperate because I couldn't control anything about what I was experimenting on doing, and I just told my brother, I'm gonna stop, and then I did stop, and then some months later, probably I cannot remember exactly, I began to do again stuff in AI with Runway again, and I did understand how this machine, this technology worked quite better than the first time. I hadn't any kind of solid information in this case to develop ideas, but my head is always crazy with concepts and stuff, and I was focused to develop some work in there, but I quit per second time, and suddenly, yeah, I was so frustrated, to be honest. And suddenly, I wrote an email to OpenAI. Don't ask me why. This is how it happened. I just wrote an open letter, like telling them how I was perceiving the future of AI, blah, blah, blah. I can't remember, probably didn't introduce myself as Boldtron with my portfolio. I was talking about other topics, and suddenly 2 weeks later, somehow a person who's from OpenAI contacted me and they interviewed me, and they gave me access, like previous access to DALL-E before it was released. Yeah, and I'm officially beta tester from DALL-E 2. And they consider my ideas pretty well, because after that they offered me a grant, and I'm a beta tester from the new DALL-E experimental version. And yeah, I was investing time. The first months, it was a spring from last year, as you know, this boom with DALL-E and other stuff like Midjourney, etc., or Stable Diffusion. And I was investing plenty of time combining with my career in 3D. I was spending probably 12 hours or more.
No.
Yeah, crazy obsessed with that. And I was sharing all this stuff with all my colleagues. We were meeting at my home and doing a lot of prompting, without any specific direction. Just to be honest, I was testing. And after that, in the beginning of the summer, a guy approached me, a guy from Barcelona, that's currently one of my colleagues, big friend, and he did create a startup called Crea under the umbrella of Google and other investors, and we've been doing the creative consulting for them, and it's been an amazing year. Just to be honest, accessing to new tools, new people, developers, creative people. I did create some sort of syndicate, let's call it this way, with AI freaks in Barcelona that we usually meet from time to time, sharing all the tools. And online, I'm pretty active. Until today, it's been a pretty good year. I did begin in seriously prompting in March, I think, I can't remember, or from last year. And I have a portfolio of probably over 100,000 images.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been a good research, and that's me now. So here I am.
So would you say you're doing more AI stuff than you do in 3D nowadays? Yeah.
I'm not lazy. Okay, I can sit in front of the computer, but the immediate pleasure just to grab some results besides because my brain works specifically abstracting ideas, and the way I can abstract ideas in AI is just an amazing trigger of creativity. Besides the final polishing image or whatever can be work way more or less, ideas are running efficiently and hyper fast. So that's the point, That's my point.
It's crazy how quick it's evolved over the course of just 2 short years. You've gone from 150 pixel by 150 pixel to generating huge canvases nowadays.
Yeah, we can upscale till 8K or more. Images of 50 megabytes. It's amazing.
Indeed, it's special because I don't know. I've been seeing a lot more studios, using at least the beginning, to the concept and the beginning process, just to break the mind, and that use to pass, to blow the image and put it all down on the deck later, and it's like, I think what you said, simplify the ground in the beginning, the process, especially to get. I think we will always talk about this, but clients don't really know what they want until they see things. So like when we come to the 3D, it takes so much work for you to develop style frames to show a client for them to pick that. So I've seen a lot of studios just using like the AI to create the beginning concept, show the client, get the perspective of the client, and that goes back and redo all in 3D.
Yes, indeed, I tell you. When besides that, me and my brother, indeed, we are 2 brothers, Voltron. Danny is not here now, but we've been teaching many professionals since this last summer, probably more than 150 professionals, art directors, agencies, and also universities and art schools. And I always tell them the same. It's like AI is not the final
output.
It's not the final round of the road. It's just that you can apply AI whenever you want into the creative process. So this is pretty interesting because you can adapt this technology to specifically any point you want in the process. It's not necessary to be the whole process itself AI, but probably you can adapt it into the embryonic idea, into after doing a sketch and then transforming this sketch into another idea, probably polishing a sketch, transferring the image into another concept. It's amazing because you can adapt it in many stages of your creative process. And this is what people doesn't get yet.
This kind of leads into, so in its current state, like, what do you feel both the strengths and the weaknesses of AI at the moment in regard to the creative process?
Okay, the weakness, probably the weakest point is that. I'm going to explain this story.
Like repeatability?
My brother called it the free buffet. You go to eat to a free buffet full of amazing food, And the first day you are amazed with this taste, with how the food looks, etc. What if you go to this fucking buffet for the next 6 months, every day for 12 hours? Finally, you get the same flavor all the time. So what we try to understand is how can we get rid of this taste using this technology. For example, people use Midjourney, and automatically I know that these people use Midjourney, probably DALL-E. So we achieve this now looks that you don't exactly know how we use it. And this is what people needs to fight for, actually. And this is why we usually teach the people how to use AI without being AI at the end, a final result. This is tricky, but it's so interesting to dig,
So it's kind of getting rid of the, I guess there's like a trace.
Sorry.
There's like a trace signature look to a DALL-E render, to a Midjourney render.
Yes,
and it's kind of like using it, but to your
we love
qualities.
to blend. Exactly. We love to blend, and we love to trick this part because I don't know how to explain it. It's really cognitive how when you see an image and you say, oh, this is this model. It's so explicit because you can see it. Wow. But now there are many tricky ways just to break, to disrupt this process. And this is not a weakness anymore for us. This is a powerful thing that we should apply to everything.
Well, I guess that's where the artist steps in, isn't it? It's how you use a tool.
Exactly. And also how you combine what people doesn't get is that you can combine many AIs at the same time. We create for example, but we usually, for example, DALL-E is amazingly good processing the light and photorealistic processes, but at the end the image looks like more color blocking. You can see the color blocking somehow is not as detailed. The new experimental version is not as it was. Now it's way better developed. But for example, we can create that in DALL-E, and then we can transfer into Midjourney or another model just to replicate the same concept with the same image, and then adapt with this Midjourney technology based on another AI image done in DALL-E, for example. So when you combine all of this and then you can edit or in Paint, whatever, the results are pretty amazing. They're not slight changes, they're better changes, to be honest. People doesn't get that.
One thing I've found at the moment, and this is, though you're wrong, my information is probably outdated to a certain extent because it's such a rapid changing industry. But when I've seen some either DALL-E renders or like Midjourney renders, what's interesting to me, it felt a bit like a reverse magic eye picture, where from afar or whatever it looks great, looks amazing, but sometimes when you get closer up to the details, it starts to fall apart a little bit. That's what I mean. Obviously, that part will change as processes and algorithms get more and more advanced. But I found that aspect quite interesting, like the idea of a picture until you get close up, and then you see it more for what it is.
But
close-ups now. Close-ups now are pretty good. In the version 5 from Midjourney are amazingly good.
Yeah, wasn't there a massive update recently?
What?
Wasn't there like a huge update recently?
One. Yes. And I think that version 6 is going to be updated probably in 1 month or something like this.
Wow. I heard it's going so fast.
Yeah, version 5, they told that this is a transition to the version 6. And with a friend, we told to each other, probably this is called the meta dreamy version, whatever, because there's a moment where you will not be able to understand what's real and what's not, the uncanny valley feeling. Did you
see Adobe have announced their version of AI recently? I don't know if they're including it in Creative Cloud or if it will be a separate subscription or what. But that's also quite interesting.
I saw results from SNE Drink today, and I was surprised.
In a good way, or?
No, they need to develop. They need to develop, just to be honest.
But they still need to develop After Effects, man.
They can't get fucking layer folders in After Effects.
Also,
So I don't expect that comes that fast.
And I think that there's a big, let's call it FOMO. Everybody wants to be there somehow, and some models are not pretty well developed yet. I think it is my humble opinion.
Let me ask, because of course at the moment AI is a massive polemic everywhere. Everyone talking about rights and everything. Before we get into the situation of rights, what do you think? Because it's changing so fast. We can see even GPT, all like that kind of thing is crazy how fast it's moving, how developing in a way. Yeah. But I know, I don't know how much you can talk about, but I know you develop and did some jobs using AI, as the client asked for that. So how do you feel that, do you really, because you're already doing that, you're already doing work using the AI. Do you think that's a kind of a trendy, or do you think is clients gonna want to more and more see that? The reason I'm asking as well, because it's crazy. Like this week, we've been, using a little bit of, AI from text to image, like doing a little bit of research, but not doing a full job using AI. But I had the agency last week came to me and said, can you guys put like some slides how you guys using, because the agency, this is an agency in Brazil, but the agency is collecting who is using, which studios are using AI now, because I think more and more clients gonna want to come and say, all right, what can we produce in AI? Because it's also quite a big trend.
It'll be a budget question too, I suspect.
First time we used AI for a client was this last summer for Facebook.
Yeah, I remember you told me about this.
Yeah, we did all the brief with AI, and we told Facebook, hey, we did it with AI, and they were like, oh wow, that's great, and it was approved somehow, And it's true
can I just ask, that was like still images, or
it was they asked us for a specific imagery for banners, banners for a specific action, some activations somehow, I think. And we abstract the idea somehow, like this is going to be like this. And we show them and we told them, we did that in AI, just to let you know. It's just a rough idea. And they were like, okay.
Great.
Yes, and it wasn't the fact like we did it with AI, well, how cool we are. It's because AI offered me the option to create something. Besides, people think that this is really bad and you're lazy just to develop, but I'm a workaholic. No one can tell me if I choose this option as a lazy thing to do. It's not related to that. It's because the creativity that AI can offer to you based on what you ask is amazing. It opens all the time new options, and it's amazing to implement to a normal brief,
Yeah.
And sorry, I finished. And just to be honest, how many times do we check other creative sources just to be inspired when we are not?
I mean, everyone's got like an inspiration folder.
Yeah.
One thing I was wondering about, so obviously you're using AI for commercial projects. Like in most projects that I've worked on, you'll get client changes and what have you. But do you find like repeatability or tweaks an issue with AI? I mean, I guess it depends how far you're using it in a way.
Let me tell you that we're full AI since November.
Wow.
So
can you do these changes? Can you adapt with the clients?
Yes, of course. The point is, when you said before, is like there's a lot of trendy moments and there's a lot of clickbait online. There's a lot of backlash also. And you know what? I don't care. What I really care is just to evolve myself and spread my ideas to as much people as I can. Indeed, I did train big studios like Serial Cut, like 6 and 5. I did help 2 other artists. I don't know, 3D artists, a lot of 3D artists, just to let them know this is super useful. And they're amazingly happy with this option now. And if we're talking about Serial Cut, for example, I mean, no one can deny their career, but they want to adapt these tools to their ideas, and they're doing it now.
That's what
I'm happy, for that.
There's an interesting aspect to this in that, so obviously, like yourself, Serial Cut, 6 and 5, and what have you, you've all been working in the industry for quite a while. So I assume a good amount of the images that you feed into the AI to generate stuff is probably from your own portfolio in one way or another. So what if you're starting out and you're using AI and you haven't got the portfolio to feed through it? Because I imagine there will be some artists who see it, rightly or wrongly, would see it as a shortcut and just, pilfer someone else's artwork, feed it through, and then it's theirs.
But yes, but this has been done before.
Yeah, I mean, this is how you. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a life.
It just makes it simpler.
See, for example, 6 and 5 has been robbed for ages since they started succeeding.
Yeah.
And it's not related to AI. People did that before as another artist. I've been robbed many times, my ideas somehow. So why shall we care now in this moment?
But maybe maybe the question is for the industry how to figure out who are the hack artists, as opposed to people who are using stuff properly.
This is related to your own ethics. You know what I mean?
I think it's always gonna have how many times as a studio you get like client come with someone reference and say, can you?
Well, yeah, exactly. Every other project brief is someone else's work.
And you're right. You're right, Thiago. Sorry.
It's just simplifying the version. Yeah, I think it's just making it easier for that.
And also, you know how many times friends of mine send me briefs from clients that told them, can you do that? And it's my work. Many times. And this is happening. And they used to tell them, hire this person, it's his work. And they don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they wanted the cheapest version.
Yes.
Always.
But is that the bigger question? The overarching problem is if more people are using it. I don't get me wrong. I'm not against AI. I want to stay that.
No. You can be against AI. It's fine.
But I'm generally not. But I'm just wondering about the overarching picture, like the integration of AI. More people using it for maybe people who don't necessarily have as a good moral standing.
Skills, yes.
Yeah, but the overall part is it could potentially devalue the industry in some way.
The industry will be devalued if the industry wants to be devalued. That's it. If the clients want to approach good artists and good ideas, they will do. If they don't do, it's not our problem. We will be affected, but this is. I don't believe that, for example, brands like, I would say Nike, for example, will devalue the artist. Indeed, I've been reached by this company to do an AI project lately. I didn't grab, I didn't grab because I have no time, blah, blah, blah. But brands and companies are not going to make us feel delusional with this new statement, I think.
I do hope that I feel like good creatives. There's always good creatives. I don't think AI can replace good creativity because creativity is not an algorithm. It's you don't connect logical dots for a good creative concept. So I think in that regard,
that's it.
I do feel there's also going to be a lot of I don't know. Let's say like a lower end creative work that's just going to get completely replaced.
Yes, and also let me tell you. A good AI work comes from a person who usually had good ideas and a nice background, It's true that someone can create the stuff with AI, but what makes an AI work different from another ones? Probably based on the ideas, the execution, I don't know, many other stuff, I think.
Yeah, I've been watching quite a lot. I don't know, we had in the show a while ago, Nando Costa is this Brazilian guy. He is diving into mid-journey, but what he's taking out of that is crazy, like a really commercial way. But it's, and he's been both sides, like being Microsoft, and now he's in the other side of the client. But I think people is just scared at the moment. I agree there is a copyright problem when people use it in the wrong way, but also always had the copyright problem when I think it just simplify when people.
This is a modern art question too, isn't it? Like, at what point does modern art become yours? Like, Andy Warhol's, for example.
It's still a copy. But I have this friend, Spanish. He lives in Barcelona. Joseph, he used to do a lot of cell animation with us, and he started testing with that. But instead, what he did, he created his own animation, and he put frame by frame there and generate like a plasticine effect on top of his animation. Of course, a lot clean up and everything, but it is a tool. He used it as a tool to develop and change his styles of his work and not copying anyone else. And the quality is impressive.
Like Ingy over at Golden Wolf was playing around with it with some of their animation too.
Yeah,
that's where I find it super interesting. Like you coming up with these kind of work they've already done, but you applying like a new style, new spin. I mean, that stuff is super interesting to me.
Yeah, you can transfer materials in one single image. You can transfer into materials. I did that. I did post some examples with the tools that the company that I'm working with offered me. It was called transfer image, and then image to image, and then pix to pix. It's just all, and now control net. It's just the same tool. But it's amazing how you can transfer materials now. And also talking about ethics, I do have a huge portfolio based under the same rule. I try to be ethic. I don't reply artist. I reply artistic processes, but not artists. So, and no one can point me in the way that I'm using the AI in a wrong way, because the AI has a wide spectrum to execute the images, and under my ethics, I'm in a safe place, as everybody should be, I think.
Yeah, it's just like you said. I think you touched on it earlier, like a director or an art director. It's still your vision, and you're pointing it where you want it to get to.
I think people just got freaked out with the, with all the generating using by artists, but I think there is a lot more into that. You can use your own work. You can, you can generate base, like different things that you don't need to just use artist names, to copy things,
Yeah, and what makes a difference between an artist and an illustrator? I want to know, because they all the time they say, "Oh, me as an artist," but it's like you're doing illustration as I do 3D, and you think that they're stealing your job. I think you're pretty wrong. I think.
Yeah. Where does the line get drawn? Because I don't know. Everyone's an artist in their own right. If you're an illustrator, if you're a designer, it's still art inclined.
I think that's how they think. AI is going to steal their work, their specific work, and it's like, okay, I don't think so. I think
for me, it's always it's like every time I do a talk in a festival, I always clear don't consider myself an artist. I'm a designer.
Me neither.
I need a problem to solve. An artist for me is someone that stay in his studio painting or doing whatever he wants, and someone comes and buy his work. I work for someone that has a briefing, and I need to develop a solution for that. That is for me is the difference between a designer and an artist.
You work for your wife.
Yeah.
A friend of mine told me that the big difference between an artist and whoever it is like an artist is just not worried about what's going on. He or she only is looking for exploration, and doesn't matter how. And that's it. And you can provide him AI, a pen, or watercolors, and it's going to enjoy the rest of his life doing this. And he's not worried about the environment. And then there's a difference between exploration and exploitation. And then people who exploits their creativity, they're called illustrators, designers, whatever they are. And it's not about the concept. I think that works for me.
Yeah, it's true. And it's crazy to see, because we're talking a lot about still images now, but like Runway just released the Gen 1, like the new one for everyone now, so it's open there, and the result is crazy. Of course, we're talking about it's still quite initial, early stages of that. But if you see the result, I start playing with that, and what you can get out there, even just for animatics and things like that, it's just crazy, man.
Yes, crazy. Wait for 6 months, we will see. And then this week appear good models that you can use called text to video, where you prompt and it creates a video. I mean, there's been some viral, like Will Smith eating pasta. Did you see this one? This is called text to video, and you can use it online for free now, this thing.
All right.
Yeah, you can use it. I can provide you the link later. It's called Metascope or something like this. And it's like, what the fuck? I mean, I always, when I see some embryonic techniques like this one or the wrong way, I'm always thinking, Xavi, I talk to myself, give yourself 6 months. Then we will get animation into it. Yes. Yeah, and also there's another one. That was created by NVIDIA, I think, called Magic 3D, I think, that you provide one image and it creates the mesh in 3D.
Wow. You told me about that when I was talking about creating getting the drawings.
So I'm waiting for this one so badly, because I have a 3D printer, a resin 3D printer, and I want to create my robots there and then do a mold and probably do ceramics or something like this. And then I will be super happy with this.
So wait, you can create a mesh out of just one image. So I mean,
yes, because the AI understands the mesh.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. So good. It's so good. And there's another guy, I cannot remember the name, that show another one called Icon. Icon is another one that shows the same principle. You show one single image, and what happens is that, I have it here, is that creates the 360 of the mesh, and it's surprising. I have it here. Yeah, and it's not really well known. It's called Icon, and I found it through a friend who sent me. This is what it does. I don't know if you can see it. You see this?
Oh yeah.
On single drawings.
That's nuts.
It's like, it's amazing. So you can imagine what's going on now.
Yeah, where are we gonna go? Yeah, because I remember that this is something I got really interested when we were chatting, like, I don't know, about 6 months ago. And I said, I really want to get my...
It was a different landscape back then.
Yeah, it was a different time. But I said, I want to get my daughter's drawing and start modeling then and 3D print then. And you came to me and said, man, you don't need to do that anymore. You just get the fucking drawings and you get a mesh there. And I said, fuck, that's crazy,
Where will we be? This is going to be recorded, which is nice. Where are we going to be in 1 year?
Well, that's on my question list, but it seems like next week's already quite difficult.
Yeah.
Yes. And also the models, I mean, for example, Stable Diffusion is going to its direction, with ControlNet and all these amazing features now. Then Midjourney is trying to get more relevance, and then DALL-E, and this is so good for the audience because we're enjoying all these fights somehow,
Do you think there will ultimately be, like one victorious AI engine at some point, do you think? Or do you think there's space for either?
My super idea, to be honest, that I had it in mind for long, is Unreal Engine or something like this, real-time AI.
Wow.
Just to be honest. For example, imagine to be in a virtual reality video game or looking, I don't know, a real-time video game, and then you can create generative AI scenarios in real time or something like this. Probably see a movie and then you can edit in real time thanks to AI. Thanks to neural network, super fast changes, changing the narrative, the image, everything. That's my idea for the future.
With the likes of like NVIDIA and AMD and what have you, you can totally see that, maybe in like the next generation of like graphics cards, the next one up from RTX or whatever. You can totally see that being some kind of integrated as like a arithmetic logic unit or something.
Or probably in the cloud somehow, not only
That's right.
with hardware.
You know?
Can you imagine, for example, looking at video game or a movie where you can prompt and then you change everything in the movie somehow because you want to see it, or a video game, or I don't know, a virtual reality experience. I don't know.
Maybe
I think
custom
if
music.
I
Customized movies for you.
Inputs. You know, indeed. Okay.
You want everyone to be Scarlett Johansson? Boom.
Yes, or your face in there.
On Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's crazy. I don't know. I think we should just keep that into artistic way. But you know, if you start getting like the pop, you know, image, the fashion.
I saw this week.
It's crazy, and the people start imagine like, because election is all running by fake news nowadays. You know, they're winning election by fake news. So with AI, you're just gonna start generate fake images. You know, like they smoke crack pipes. You know, and things like that.
There's a lot of bad news about it. I read one article like yesterday, I think, because I used to read a lot about AI. There was like, what will happen in some years, and then we will not distinguish between reality and what's not real. And my question is, we're following information that's not even real. Why people is so concerned and scared about AI? I mean, OAX has been in the world for years.
There's a philosophical question there anyway. Like, is life a simulation anyway, in some way, shape, or form? I've had like a very long drunken conversations with friends who are, you know, doctors in psychology about this.
Simulation. I like this topic so much. It's kind of weird, you know. But I mean,
you can't prove either way, to be honest.
And to be honest, how many things we've been reading or watching that we don't even know if they're real or not for now? A lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. This feeling is really terrible towards the audience, because people is like, oh, so scared about an uncertain future and all these things. But I don't know. I don't know how to handle this. What I like about AI is that there will be, and there are already a lot of scientific approaches, medicine, I don't know, many things that we will be surprised somehow when we discover what AI can do, not only a elevator eating an ice cream, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, half of this is people having anxiety about it is, I feel this is the price of evolution. You know, it's happened time and time before with various other inventions, and this is, another. You can't hold back progress.
Yes, and also how many works will disappear? You know, the generalist works probably disappear somehow. The creative works will be different in the future. The demand will be different. But we need to adapt.
It's all about how you evolve as an individual to your surroundings, how you adapt. Because at the end of the day, like, you go back, say, to the Victorian era, half the jobs that lots of people did aren't around anymore. Why? Because we've evolved, and it's just like that.
I saw a really funny image. I think it was yesterday. Was like few humans just like literally on the screen, you know, wasting the time on the screen, and all robots with books and learning, you know. So it's like basically changing the whole concept of the robots is learning, and we just regressing now. So
every time I read the news or read up on technology and what have you, I just feel like we're getting closer to Wall-E.
Wall-E, dystopia forever. And also
Nostradamus. Wall-E is Nostradamus.
I don't know what will happen. Probably, I don't know. I cannot do a certain prediction. What I know is that translating this nowadays feeling to the past, when photographers were so mad because digital cameras appear, when digital cameras appear, they were so mad, like, oh, this is not gonna go anywhere, blah blah blah. But then years later, the smartphones got also cameras that probably were beating the other cameras, and now we're living in a moment where all cameras cohabit in a peaceful way, and there's space for everything, you know.
Yeah.
So
And
I don't know. I think that
I think
we will
also
adapt to this.
I think we adapt, and also in the end of the day, the human being is a lazy in general. You know, we always trying to find the easiest
Yeah, work
solution.
smarter, not harder.
You know, but it is true. So we adapt. What you're talking about the film is really not funny, but I remember clear. You know, everyone, you know, the digital. You know, when the red came, you know, the cameras. They said, that's never gonna take like film. Man, it's cost and time. You know. And there is one thing in life you can sort out is cost. You can make more money and you can pay more, but time you can't solve that, man. You can't buy more time in your life. So if it's something is easier, and let's be honest, you know, the human eyes are great, but you know, it's how many people are gonna see the difference between a film, a 35 mil, and a fucking red camera.
You don't need 35 mil to sell toilet paper.
Yeah.
But the point is that they after that they always complain like this is not the same as screen and paper, you know, revealing the protocol of revealing the film. Fuck off, I don't care. Shut up, you know. It's it's fine. I love everything, but you cannot deny an evolution. You cannot stop it.
Man, so, and I'm loving to see the videos on the phones now than I used to watch in VHS, man.
For example, and let me tell you, Thiago, we come from there.
Yeah, I know.
Not the new generations. They don't even know what's that, you know. We are okay with the evolution, you know. It's like, okay, I don't know how to explain, but people usually complain for just because they like to complain.
I think the complaints are because it's directly affecting someone's livelihood. So obviously you got to protect yourself. But then if you just complain and fail to evolve, that's also on you.
That's
and
it.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
No.
No. I'm just making a joke, but you know, like the real artist then really go and do the work in the future is gonna be like the prime VIP, you know. Fuck, let's use that guy. That's gonna be the vintage, you know.
Man, he's pre-AI, damn.
It's gonna be the bigger time, you know. That guy can do, you know. He still know how to use a 3D software.
Yo, he's analog.
Yeah, what I see, what my brother and me saw when we've been traveling through Spain, doing that classes, that master classes or workshops, whatever. These last months, we've been training plenty of people, showing their tools, and we usually spend 10 hours, like packed in a day, like 4 hours, probably 1-2 hours more is like 10 hours in a day, like in a row. And when people begin, I always track the people. Why are you here? What's your feeling with this? And probably 60-70% of the people is like, I'm scared, but I'm curious, but I'm scared. You know, people is so scared with that because they don't know what's going on with this technology. And when we finish, I can say that we succeed because they approach and embrace this technology somehow, and they're excited to go back home and then start testing, you know, and all this shit. So probably I will say that the usual feeling with this is because the unknown is fearful for them. This is the only thing.
It's always the beginning, not. It's always gonna have people. The thing is, I think AI is here to stay. You know, it's not something that's gonna change.
It's not gonna vanish. It's not gonna vanish.
And it's something I said. It's something not gonna change, but will change and change really fast. You know, it's something, or we adapt, or we embrace that and learn and start using in a way we can use, you know, for work, or we're gonna get behind. You know, it's not the option. I agree there is like copyright problem, but I love a post you did, I think a few months ago, when everyone is complaining, you're using artists, and you start showing pictures. this is I did. It's no artist involved. It's no artist involved. And also AI, in a way, like you talk about some of the studios, it can develop the AI in a way, this is where we are now, is just so the beginning. You can develop the AI in a way where you have, like, I know James said someone starting the career, but you get Man's Versus Machine or any of these big studios then constantly doing the same style. They have thousands of images. They can fit and adapt that.
You can train a model. You
can train the model to work as the studio. So it's not like you copying. You're using that, to producing work a lot faster.
So do you reckon you'll have an iteration per studio then? Like, this is the so-and-so studio AI. Obviously,
I think it's gonna be the same. It's something I've been discussing a lot with some friends, because
I mean, that'll be like your secret ingredient, won't it? Like the secret ingredient to Coke. Each studio has their own iteration.
Library, it's your style. For someone that has their own style, I think you train the AI to work in your style.
I didn't train my work yet, and to be honest, AI cannot replicate my work yet, which is nice. But with ControlNet, with a friend and me, we were experimenting, and we did turn my sculptures into bread or into sausages, and it looks like real fucking sausages, And it's like, this is fun. I can show you. This is fun, and it's working. So why not to experiment? Look, I don't know if you can see it. Bread.
Oh yeah.
And look.
I mean, it looks delicious.
Yeah, and it's my fucking work. It respects my shapes, my volumes,
Do you reckon you could apply that to family photos?
You can do anything and then transfer into whatever you want.
Because that would make it for an awesome family, like, Christmas photo.
With AI, you can do anything. And let me tell you, call me whatever you want, but I feel super powerful with this. Because my only problem in life was time. And I can create plenty of ideas in turbo mode, and I can create in a day literally hundreds of images, and then I can select whatever I want, and then this is a trigger of an idea, and then I can develop the next day this idea, and then probably I can turn it into 3D, and then I can turn it into whatever I want. So people cannot deny this power that is literally unlimited. So what's going on?
One question for you. There is a lot of people still, it's been quite fast, but it's still early stage. Because you have more experience. If someone wanna start trying and experiment with AI, what would you recommend, as the first step?
Okay, the first step is just to be way more open-minded than before. Okay, being receptive with what AI can offer to your ideas to develop, not to close the angle with this technology, just open, be way more open than before. And then after that, probably enter to Reddit. In Reddit, there's everything. This is what I did, to be honest. And just to for example, check different kind of models like Midjourney, what is stable, what is Google Colab, what is blah, blah, blah. And then after that, checking the results. And once this person understands that there are many ways as in 3D render, Octane, Redshift, blah, 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 different kind of ways to obtain a result, adapt their ideas into the model they want to try, or try everything. And then this is what I do. For one concept, I use one model, then I translate it to a final model. I combine, but this is not usual. I don't know many people that combines AIs for a single image. And not too desperate, because the learning curve is so quiet in the beginning. Indeed, I can tell you, my brother, Daniel, he was so bored and extremely bored with AI. Like, I don't like this. I don't know what I'm doing with this. And I say, you need to sit, you need to spend time, and then you will see. It took him 2 months to understand what he wanted with this technology. And now he cannot stop. Indeed, we did uploaded many AI projects that are his ideas, and they're pretty well developed and craft. So you need to spend time not to surrender and do a good engagement with this. And that's it. Just being persistent. And at the very end, probably after some days trying, you will be in love. A friend of mine, Maria, she told me, like, I'm in love. It's like being in love. When you trigger this moment, it's like, oh, wow, this is dopamine, total dopamine.
And what if someone is starting, what you would recommend, like software, like AI, like
not software, because everything can be worked in the cloud. Probably you can download, if you have a good graphic card, you can download the Stable Diffusion console 1111, which is amazing, super good. And then you can install add-ons in it. Stable is for free. Not Dream Studio, but Stable Diffusion as a console is for free. Probably spend some bucks in DALL-E or probably Midjourney just to do the super minimal subscription just to try and play.
Does it matter which one in terms of like like DALL-E or Midjourney? Does it really matter if you're starting out?
It depends. It depends because the results are different. But for example, with DALL-E, I have this brand, and I would like to spend some money. And with Midjourney, I spend $70 per month, and I would probably spend 300 if I don't mind. If you want to use it, you use it. That's it.
And can you tell me the difference between Midjourney and DALL-E in your experience? Because for people watching, it's like, oh, it's another AI than generated image. But we've been talking different like lights and everything.
Well, I can show you. I can show you one thing. Hold on. I'm going to show you one presentation I have with showing differences between time. Okay, hold on.
You can share the screen.
Yes, hold on. I'm going to open a presentation showing differences. Okay. Here. Share screen. Here. Okay. Oh, you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. Back then versus now. Okay. Here is some prompts that I did in the past. Okay, and you see this is time back with DALL-E, and this is the same prompt now.
Wow.
With a new version of DALL-E. So before, as you see, the color is more like, let's call it color blocking. If you zoom in, you can see color blocking, which was okay, but the photograph approach was way better in terms of lighting. Midjourney was not doing this.
I mean, it feels more illustrative in a way.
Yes, and then for example, this is architecture. Then with DALL-E now is way better.
Wow.
Okay, this is on an abandoned McDonald's in DALL-E, and this is now. Look, the realism.
Wow.
So
you must have watched The Last of Us.
Yes, you know that decay, but it's pretty well done, the new DALL-E. This is before, you see a riot of Pokemons in Barcelona, but then you see now.
Wow.
Super real. For example, this one, people working on cigarettes in Japan, and now.
That's one thing that I'm sure will change eventually, but like if you look at the like the signs in the background and anything like text related or sign related.
Yes. Models need to be developed. The typography, I honestly think that probably in 2 months or 3 months, the typography will be way more present. As fingers in the past, you did 20 fingers. Now it's solved. This shit is solved. And things are, are evolving. I show you this, for example, this girl on the right. It doesn't look like DALL-E, right? But it's DALL-E, it's the new version of DALL-E. And I got prompts that I did in the past, and I renew now, so I cannot talk about how I did perceive DALL-E nowadays, because now it's really different. The model is way better.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like previously you mentioned like you could say that you could see the difference between like a DALL-E render and Mid-Journey render. I was going to ask, like, what are the kind of like the telltale signs to look for?
Well, I mean, the Mid-Journey version 5, the Mid-Journey version 5 is amazing. It's probably the biggest upgrade in mods, and they are rushing. Also, ControlNet. I showed you ControlNet. Can show you ControlNet. I have plenty of images here from this presentation I did in the past. But ControlNet, for example, is so good. This is ControlNet.
Wow.
This is a stable diffusion.
Wow.
This is an image that's replicated from a photograph of a model that sits in the same way. So what they tell is like, I want a girl in Japan, anime look, but realistic, blah, blah, blah. You see it.
It's crazy.
You see it, and you don't know how it's done, because this is done with ControlNet, which is a stable diffusion.
Looks like Thiago's Tinder picture.
No, but this is not even this is not even a picture. This is just a replication of a model that's with this pose. It's called control pose.
That's crazy.
And it's a stunning result. It's like 1 month ago, this result,
Sure.
And there's plenty of technology that we don't know that's upcoming,
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it is changing. It's not only changing, but it's so many new things coming, like every week in a speed than we never saw before.
It's nuts. Like a picture like that looks great, and then in like 2 months' time, it will look even more great. But you can't quite put your finger on what the change is. If you know what I mean?
You don't know where the roof is now.
It's the subtleties. Yeah.
But it's really intriguing because I had these friends of mine. They have the biggest, like one of the biggest agency in Bogota, in Colombia. And we work a lot with them, and they're really good friend of mine, and they were in London, and we start talking, and man, it's like we start discussing all the copyright and everything. He said, man, look this picture we put together. And they start showing me like a kids for pumper, like just like the nappies. And they said, we did all fucking AI, man. And he said, you know how much cost the rights for the little kid just for the shoot? And boom, that's gone, and the images was amazing. And we started discussing this between like the mentality of a studio and the mentality of an agency, and they said, anything, and even like the scripts, they start running through AI. He said, man, we run through AI and we got like, I think was like 20 scripts like in a couple minutes, and he said, man, they weren't that bad. If you have a copyright, he can get that and modify that really quick. But that would take him to write the scripts like a couple days when we generate, and we can pick the best ones and modify that and present to a client. So instead we present 1-2 scripts like in a pitch of 2 days, we present 10 to them,
Yes.
And that is just opening the mind.
Well, I was thinking earlier,
things can change.
But I think, in my humble opinion, to clients, you need to be. I like to show many options because they can get crazy sometimes,
Yeah.
And I prefer to give 3 options.
Yeah, I'm with you,
They'll always pick the worst one anyway.
But that's Asians' mentality, That's Asians'
Yes.
I was thinking earlier when you were showing the render of the Japanese lady sat down. I think that's one aspect. It's going to save an absolute fortune in like stock photos and all that kind of side of things.
But there is a website now for stock image AI.
Many.
Free. Yeah. You can go and
also
like so many.
AI agency models.
Wow,
that's crazy. Yeah,
there are many things. Many things you can. I mean, every day. I mean, with this group we have on WhatsApp, we change on daily basis all the relevant stuff. We've been doing that for the last 6 months, or more, I think. And it's a never-ending shit, and it's going way worse now. So
yeah, and you know what this is going to be used for, like in the future, if
to put your face on the YouPorn videos, don't you?
You wish. if Kim Jong-un ever passes away, they'll use AI to keep him alive forever.
Yes, for example.
Just saying,
we don't know what's going on. For me, it's gonna be pretty interesting.
I mean, if you control the media and everything, then you can totally fabricate a person.
Or for example, imagine terrorism. A bomb somewhere, people can get crazy because it didn't happen. Or for example, I don't know, many things that we don't know what's going on.
I think I don't know. For me, it's in a way it's really crazy. I've been thinking a lot about creating courses online. Okay, and when we do courses, one of the thing is talking to the camera, and you need to read the script and everything. And the fucking AI, you can really
the eyes.
Film, and you can be reading here, and then you look at the camera. That is fucking freaky.
Thiago, there's one AI that I will show you the link. I don't know if you saw it. That is like, I'm looking to the camera now, like this. But this AI, you can be reading, but the AI turns your eyes front to the camera.
It just literally you look into the script and you're reading, but the AI creating you looking straight and reading to the camera.
It's so hardcore.
It's fucking amazing, and the quality is
real.
You can't say, it's real. And I said, "Fuck, that is just unbelievable,"
Yes, yes.
Let me touch. Jingy has a question here about AI app for animation. We touch a little bit about Runway with the Gen
1
come up. Do you think?
ControlNet. No, ControlNet is way better. ControlNet. There's one. Let me show you. There's one. This technology from Stable is called ControlNet, and there's been one. One video that it was viral like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, this one. Hold on. Yeah, this one. I don't know. I cannot remember the guys, but hold on. I'll show you. I have it here. With ControlNet, you can do stuff like this.
I saw that. I saw that.
Wow.
Yeah. That was quite big. Yeah.
It's called Did We Just Change Animation Forever? And they explain everything, how they did everything. It's a good video explaining all these possibilities, and it's ControlNet. It's Stable Diffusion. I remember you guys that Stable Diffusion is for free.
Because Stable Diffusion is coming with it's coming into Adobe, no?
I don't know.
Is it Adobe? I think it's Adobe.
Till this will not happen. Will happen. I will not believe it. So.
Yeah. I was reading something because, like, I saw that video. I think it's great, but I think generate an image is still a lot easier than trying to generate a video when you have a lot of image. You can see that video looks great, but when we're talking about animation, cell animation is far beyond to get that right.
Because we are professional, but for the non-professional eye, it's way more than acceptable, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
it is true.
But as I said, give yourself 6 months. We will see where we are.
Yeah, but that's the crazy. That's why what we've been talking about is like how fast it's changing. Because Runway, just like I saw before, and now they just release the things they can do, and we've been discussing a lot in the studio. It's great. Like if you're doing a fucking music video, done, and when it's more like you have the artistic license and you don't have as much as client feedback, it's done. If you're clear with the client talking about you doing AI, but also my worry and my question for you too as well is because we've been seeing over the years the budget's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Clients has been putting pressure, doing faster, doing more with the same budget we used to do in the past. Do you think that is going to be a bigger problem? We're going to see, in another year time, where clients, you can generate in AI. So, shouldn't be cost me 100K, should cost me 10K now.
I cannot do a prediction, but in my case, I work as a signature piece. So people pay my service because I'm doing that service for them. It's like a Boldtron for Nike, whatever it is. And it's not evaluating my work. In terms of production, probably can't evaluate in case we do it in AI. But who tells me that I'm not gonna do as I used to do? Yeah. Probably this cost will be way higher, and they will want it to be distinguished from the AI market, which will be 80% of the market.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think probably we're gonna. I think the AI. I don't know. It's really early days, but I think we may get really saturated on there, and
like NFTs, like the NFTs, like the metaverse. I mean, yeah.
I think Fiverr is going to go fucking mental.
Making money, cheaper logos, no?
We don't know. We don't know, but Thiago, probably they hire you because they want your work, and it will be way more precious than before.
Yeah, probably it is. Yeah. I think it is gonna turn. I think in the same way, like you said, the animation. When we look and we discuss in the studio the animation, we said, it's too far. But it's what you said, But for a lot of people, then does. Like, I'm not gonna call shit work, but I'm gonna say it's not. Doesn't matter how looks the perfectionist and that kind of thing. Is good enough, For a lot of clients, that is fine. But in the same way, it's not the same clients we wanna get. It's not the clients we wanna then accept that kind of work that pay for them work.
Let me tell you, in my humble position that I am now, me and my brother, we try to educate the clients.
Yeah.
Because all they want is AI. They don't care. And it's like, tell me more. And they don't go forward. It's like, we want AI. It's like when they wanted a metaverse or they wanted to do whatever, it's like, they don't get it. And most of the times, they don't get it. And it's like, okay, so we try to educate the clients because it's necessary at this moment,
I think that's our industry always, I think more you educate the client, more you push the clients, better clients you get, that's what separates us, then getting a decent client that understand and want to pay for the good work, then the clients just, I want the cheapest version,
Yes, they don't. Many people didn't dive into it, and there's a big problem. Because as you said, they think that's cheaper and, the production is faster, and sometimes it's not. You need your time. Mm-hmm. Your creativity needs time also. So
yeah, it's true.
But also, if it is faster, then it's your expertise that's making it faster. There's that kind of classic argument of, you're a trained illustrator or designer, and you'll do something in a day. And I want to only pay in this rate. Yeah, but it's because I've got, my university degree and experience that I can do it in this time.
Yes, that's it. But we will see. The good point of this interview is that it's going to be recorded, and we will see it in 1 year, probably 6 months.
Yeah, we do that again.
And I will let you know.
We should do a retrospective. We could watch it back
we should
live.
do 1 year. We should do. Yeah, we should do it. Just see the
I will say, James, Thiago, I told you.
Yeah, we're not gonna even be here. We're just gonna run all by AI.
Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, I'm optimistic, and I invite everybody to be way more optimistic than before, because I see a lot of negativity. I lost many followers. I don't care, but it's fine.
But in the future, you can just buy boats. You can do it now.
It's
So
fun.
you're gonna have
It's
all
fun.
AIs follow you.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy learning and developing, and also helping other creatives to evolve. So this is my statement
I
now.
think that's about art, you know. That's about we being design, you know, trying to learn. It's not about to be the cool kids on the Instagram, you know. It's that doesn't pay the bill.
I'm 44. I'm not a kid anymore. So
Yeah, welcome.
that's
James
it.
is just on the group of the 40s, no, James?
Yeah, that was a while ago now.
So,
Yeah. Cool, guys. We're getting 1 hour and 10. So should we just touch, you know, like do a little 2 questions, and you know, just so we close, so we don't push you too far as well.
it's fine. It's fine. You're 1 hour before, right?
We wanna be behind the so it's 8.
Yeah.
It's 9 here, so it's 10.
Yeah, it's 10. I'm big and hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, in Spain you guys have lunch later. I had
Well, maybe
lunch
we'll just ask. Well, I guess we could do 2. Like,
Yeah.
what does your what does your average day at work consist of? Would you say? How would you describe your average day at work?
My new average day or my old average day?
I guess you could compare them. Really,
You can compare like your prompts.
Because I imagine it's changed substantially.
Honestly, my average day is like if I'm not working in a project with the agency with Agent Pekka. Hello, Agent Pekka. I love you guys. I used to go to bed very late, like 10 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, but now, thanks to my brother that we live together we're living together for 5 years now. He's like, no, this is not going good. So I wake up at 10 a.m. now, something like this, and then I just check everything on my computer while I get the breakfast. I love to get out to breakfast, to a cafe or something like this, because I just wake up so good. And I prompt till 2 a.m. and then I eat and I prompt till 10 p.m. This is my life for the last months. Yeah, I used to prompt literally for 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours.
Fuck. So
just to explain the terminology.
I mean, I did 100,000 images.
Wow.
I think that's way too much.
So when you say you prompt, excuse my ignorance or for the layman terms.
He's not prompting anyone, James. It's
I assume
like
that's
I give orders to AI models.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then I try to understand languages. I try to understand the bridges between AI models and me.
Cool. Okay, great.
Cool. And I have a second question. As we're talking about prompt, how is your prompt? You know, not that big. Don't get me wrong. The reason I'm asking that, let me, so people not really getting prompt is what you type, give a command to the AI, so gives back. You know, you give a lot of commands to him and he generates an image based on that. But one thing people don't realize when they start generating AI, they go and put like 5 prompts that, I want this, and come by image. So the reason I'm asking how long is your prompt is just for people understand, you know, like, because I'm being seen like people, man, writing a fucking book, you know, for the AI and to get the image they want.
I used to prompt a lot, like large prompts, super large prompts, but it's been 2 or 3 months that I only work with synthography. It's just, I work with image references now.
Okay, cool.
It means that I create images and then I grab this image, and then if I want a destroy car, what I do is I upload a destroy car, and then I upload an insect that I create with AI, for example, and then what I do is blend them. And I don't say anything else. So I do work with synthography. I don't prompt anymore for now.
Yeah, but that you can do only with DALL-E, no? You can't do,
No.
can you do with Midjourney now?
Yes, with Midjourney and also with our Crea or startup. We can do work with references. We can do control net. We can do a lot of stuff now. And DALL-E is prompting, but you can do it painting. I can upload an image and I can edit. For example, with DALL-E, I can outpaint. It's not only just a box. You can do many things with that.
Yeah. Do you think, just before we finish, do you think is one thing people need to understand is it's like, because sometimes people just see, like, let's say Midjourney, they just go there and think it's going to generate an image, start there and generate an image there. But the way I'm seeing you talking and you developing, you start generating an image here, you get the image and putting another one and get the result you wanted to change the image there, and you bring to another one.
I filter and refilter and refilter.
So you basically using as, I'm gonna say, as a tool or as a plugin, you know, where you're moving from one to the other to get where you want, you know?
Exactly.
And I think cool.
And I blend from graphic design to natural images from, I don't know, I blend many levels of perception. Not only one thing doing that, is just, I go way beyond with that. I don't know. It's like, I don't know how to explain, but I have a very odd portfolio now with ideas, super weird. And it's like a mental blender, you know? It's like the ultimate mega mix, let's call it this way. And it works, to be honest. It works pretty well.
That's cool. So I'm gonna ask you a last question, and we always ask: if you, as artist, be on Tinder, that you want to sell you to a client, how you describe yourself?
I will say what I say in my I will say in my email. It says problem solver. It says that problem solver and BR AI 3D enthusiast. That's it.
That's cool.
Because I'm an enthusiastic person with everything all the time. I'm a very lucky person because I do what I fucking want in my life, and I develop these ideas and they pay me for it. This is amazing. It's a real gift. It's a gift.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you could be behind the computer working the bank. Nothing against.
I did work in a bank when I was younger.
Yes. You had the option.
Yes, and you know what? You know what? I used to do that kind of experiences because my life is based in things that I don't like. Besides, I like. I experiment things I don't like just to learn what I don't like. So this is why I did that somehow.
Cool. I think it's a great way for we finish the show.
Yeah,
man.
Huge thanks.
To you guys, and I'm sorry for this big delay with this meeting, but I've been traveling and super busy. My life is super hectic now, but hopefully we can meet each other soon.
Yeah, I hope
somewhere.
So,
right.
Yeah,
I hope so. And thanks so much to come to the show, because I want to bring you. I've been talking to James for a while, you know, like all this AI happening.
I was so sneaky. I know I was so sneaky, but this is my life now. I'm sorry.
It's cool.
It's all good,
maybe the next. So we're gonna watch this show in a year time, and we may bring back, and we
probably in the future
where we move.
No, listen, probably in the future, in 3 years, we can send this video and then an AI will translate that script into a movie.
Maybe.
I'm gonna throw this video in runway in Gen 1 tomorrow to see how it looks.
Yeah, it looks.
Go for it. Okay,
cool.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Man,
thank you
so
a big hug from Barcelona.
Thank you. I hope to see you soon, man. I'll probably see you in Lisbon. Some point.
Yeah, we used to talk a lot, from time to time, and we are updated. James, a pleasure to meet you because we didn't talk before, but that's it. Good night.
Well, hopefully we'll meet at some point,
guys. And just before we finish, guys, we have Sino Evil, a physical live show next week
Tuesday
on Tuesday in Cafe 1001.
We've got Geo Law and FX Gobi coming down to do a talk. Should be interesting.
And it's our 15th anniversary on the Rio show. And by the way, this is our 30 year on the YouTube as well.
Has that been 3 years already? Jeez.
It's been fucking 3 years, man.
3 years
from pandemic.
I was talking about being persistent, and you need 15 years.
That's true.
I think persistence. I think it's the only persistent thing I did in my life is,
Probably.
I honestly think I see you enjoying it, so it's a good thing to do.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, and I agree with you. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you guys live.
Thanks for joining us.
Cafe
Bye, guys. See ya.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Ciao.
Take care.
And I just closed the live.